a union between a man and a woman, but in Africa, both families are directly involved. In today's episode, we are going to be looking at an interesting story that has been trending. But before we go into the story, we're going to go on a short break. When we come back, you'll hear more of this gist. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining, this is Chit Chat on Viewer Television. I am Patient City, and today in the studio I have with me my co-host, my lady.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pat. Guys, you know what time it is. I am Moko Chachime, but feel free to call me Ella007. And this is time for Chit Chat. Thank you for joining us.
All right, today on the show we actually have an interesting story, and I would love to read it out for you so that you get along with us and know what is really happening. Okay, so today on the show we actually have an interesting story, and let me read it out for you so that you guys will go, you'll be following us on this gist as we're talking about it. It said, realistically, your husband's mother has more right in your house than your mother.
Wow.
That means your mom is a guest.
Wow.
Ella.
Wow.
This is really
it is wowing.
It's supposed to be really trending today.
Yeah, it is trending. It is trending because I don't get why you should say that my mother-in-law has more rights in my house than my mom, and my mom should be treated as a guest. For goodness sake, they're both guests. This is my house. Yes, because legally, biblically, and otherwise, when it says that when two get married, they become one. Yes. I don't know how to actually quote it, but you grab. Mm-hmm. Now, this is my house. My husband's house is my house. Don't you have your own?
You have right to decide what happens in your home.
And they are both married women. They have husbands respectively.
So
they should not come and drag. At all, they have their own homes. They should not come and drag rights in my husband's house, whereas they have their own husband and their homes. No, it doesn't work that way.
Okay, just imagine a situation whereby there are instances of stories about mother-in-laws coming to your home, deciding what to do, how you treat your husband, what happens to your husband, blah, blah, blah. Then you come in and you're telling me that my mom is a guest. I see no reason why my mother is a guest.
Honestly,
they're all guests in my house.
That's it. That's the fact. To me,
because this union, this marriage thing it's between two people.
It is.
And when something is between two people, I feel the decision and everything should be made by
between
these two.
them. Yes.
Well, if I have maybe let's say now, imagine a situation where the house is just one bedroom.
They are still guests.
In
fact, the thing is, I don't know why people tend to even misinterpret this. It's very simple. Someone who doesn't live with you, someone who visits is your guest. It doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter who. So they should come and stay and go, and they should be treated equally. But I think there is another side to this.
Yes.
Because now I don't know the context of this very argument, but
how it generated.
Yes, I don't know how it came about. But in a situation where the husband is the one that built the house in code, all these already made guys.
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't argue it much that his mother should have more right, in as much as two has become one. But let's be realistic here. If the mom comes and demands, preferential treatment, I wouldn't argue it much. But what do you think?
But the thing is, if as a mother-in-law, I believe you should be able to understand some side of marriage before me. If your mother-in-law should be there in your house like that, will you be happy?
No, do not just be there demanding
demanding some kind of right.
Right.
So it's like what you don't want people to do to you, don't do it to others.
Exactly.
So what are you coming to my house to stay for that long for?
Exactly.
Why you not just come to do your omugo, do whatever you want to do, or visit us just 2 days and go?
It doesn't even matter how long. The fact is that they are both guests. Now, take for instance
I like that part that you say they are all guests.
Yes, they are both guests. Take for instance where this couple started from the scratch. They met each other probably in school. They've strived together, they've suffered together, they managed to build that house together. Now all of a sudden, you're telling me your mother has equal right, it has more rights than my mom, while I built this house with you. It doesn't work that way.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a simple thing.
Even if they did not build it, it's already made. What are you coming and do?
That's women for you.
Do you understand?
That's
I was actually seeing a story of one Indian woman where they said her mother-in-law actually packed. You know Indians, they stay, everybody is in the house.
Yeah.
And before you know it, great-grandmother
they
is
live
there.
together. Both
Yes,
the extended
great-grandmother
family.
is dictating
What's happening?
Yes, but this one now said that because of that, she feel that like this marriage is supposed to be she and her husband. So she was like telling the man, let's just move and leave this one. He was not saying it's tradition, it's blah blah blah. Before you know it, they started having issues.
Of course, they
started seeing that, okay, she's this, she's that, she's
course.
this. She has to sue, like she was like, she wants to leave. Oh, let's divorce. Let's go.
This is somebody from a different background. She has had different orientation. She has different upbringing.
Yes.
You don't expect her to be what you are in your family. But and then there's always this issue when the whole family tend to live together. There's always this issue. And why is it that it's always women fighting for attention from their married married children? Why is it that it's always women? Because we rarely see this from the men. You rarely see such issues from father-in-law, stuff like that, brother-in-law.
They said right from conception, the male child is attached to the mother.
More.
Yes, more than the father. The same way with a female child is attached to the father. But still, the men don't really act the way they do. Even though you find just few percentage of that. Men are like attached to their daughters like that. But you find out that it's the women. Now my son, do you know how I gave birth to him? Do you know how I did this?
And even if they are attached to each other, it doesn't get to the point of the man going to the daughter's house to drag position with the husband's father. It doesn't get to that part.
Okay, I
think men are just peaceful, naturally.
Men are peaceful. Just imagine this story about this footballer in Morocco.
Okay, the one that
when he was trying to, like, the wife was trying to divorce him, and
I'm not much of a football fan like that.
Every of his money, everything is in his mother's name. So just imagine that kind of thing. You are married to me. I'm supposed to know. There's something that you're supposed to write in our name.
But that was unfair, if you ask me.
Now everything, his cars, they say even if he's buying clothes, that's a mother-in-law.
I don't think that was fair. I don't think that. Do they have kids? I'm not much of a football fan, so I have not really gotten the.
It's not really the kid, whether it's the kid or whatever. But the thing is, we're just trying to talk about the mother-in-law's issues. Some of them will come and dominate whatever you are doing in your house.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
So imagine now you getting married and your mother-in-law is doing that to you. She'll say, okay, you come now. She's in your house.
No. My mom doesn't do that to her daughter-in-law. So why would I be so unfortunate to call it?
That is an understanding between your mother. But go and check some mother-in-laws. They are just very dictative.
It happens, yes. It happens. Some of these women, they are always in the business of knowing what their children are doing at all time. But these are not kids, for goodness sake. These are married, grown-up children, in as much as they're still your children. So
it's just to me, I feel it's very complicated.
It is.
You can't come and say my mom is a guest in your house, and your mother cannot decide what happens in my home. If my mother is going to be a guest, your mom is going to be a guest
They
too.
are both guests.
But it's just that in
Simple.
Africa, everything is na mother-in-law. You have to respect her. You have to do this to her. You have to do that. Even your mother will come and start advising you. Treat your mother-in-law like this.
Now,
treat your mother like that.
Funny thing is, when the daughter-in-law gives birth, who comes for Mogo?
It's your mother. It's the mother.
She's the one that does wake keep. That's what I would prefer to call it, because at that early stage, you know, the child barely sleeps, and all the baby will wake up at night and cry. She's the one that will tend to her daughter. At that time, you expect her to be more responsible for your daughter-in-law, right? You expect her to be even more responsible for whatever goes in around the house. And when it comes to treatment, you expect to treat another person who wasn't there,
yes, more than the one that was there
on
the
ground,
child,
to do the necessary thing, more than the one that took more responsibility. No, it's not done like that. So in that instance, I would just say everybody should be treated equally. Shaking her, stay and go.
That is it. Must you even come to somebody's house and stay long? You're a visitor. Unless maybe you people are family, you decided to stay together in the house.
Yeah, unless they're living together.
And still at that, they still say that the daughter-in-law still have the right to stay in her family, like the in-laws house, as long as she wants. They can't send her away because she is married to the family.
Yes.
But a situation whereby you need space, you want to just have your time, you and your husband, then your mother-in-law is coming and detecting. All right. We're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, you see me and Ella, we're going to keep gisting and talking about this thing. So stay with us again. Welcome back from the break. If you're just joining, this is Chit Chat, and we're in a very beautiful discussion about who is a guest in your house. Ella.
Yeah, between your mother-in-law and your mom. Yes, and it has been said that they are both guests. In as much as it is known that sons are more attached to their mothers, right? Yes, and it makes some of these guys to behave like, you know, be mommy's boy. That's what they call them, mommy's boy. And this mommy's boy, if you ask me, that they're the most difficult set of people to marry, because they consult their mom before doing anything at all. I'm not saying that's bad, but you're married, for goodness sake. Okay, imagine a situation whereby your mother-in-law comes to the kitchen after you're done making food. She comes and instead of asking you, daughter-in-law, I'm hungry, please dish out some food
to give her food
for me to eat. She comes to the kitchen and starts dishing out food for herself without asking for your permission. And you coming into that kitchen, you will be like, Mama, what's going on? You know, at that point, you might scold her. Yes, you might try to correct her. You don't do this. This is my house. If you're hungry, you let me know. I will serve you. It is my duty to serve you. In some instances, some mother-in-law might misinterpret that very
they will
situation.
Say she's controlling my husband, my child. You
know, they will be like, "This is my son's house. And the daughter-in-law will be like, "This is my husband's house." Before you know it, wahala.
And these mother-in-laws, some of them are rather, let me not say most.
Yeah.
Some of them still that dictation that they've been doing in that house, like, this is my son, blah blah blah. They still come to your house and still want to decide for the man.
What exactly?
Why you decide? Okay, imagine this story where this mother-in-law came to the house, and the son was going out with both of them.
Okay.
So this one is struggling. Who is going to be in the front seat? Okay. The mother-in-law is saying, "Is my son, I will enter the front." Okay. The daughter-in-law is saying, "Is my husband, Mama, sit at the back."
Okay, they were both struggling. I think I saw that stuff online. Yes, they were both
struggling. So imagine this situation.
But is there anything special about sitting in the front seat, if you ask me?
If Anan came and did I reversed the question. Like, if it's the mother-in-law's husband, will she allow me to stay in the front with him? Do you understand this case?
That's
because
funny.
the thing is like why would you just
You mean your father-in-law's son?
Yes, why would I just sit in front with my father-in-law so that it's will be like now my daughter-in-law? You are just, do you understand that kind of thing?
But the thing is just that women, I think we have wahala. It still boils down to women having wahala because there is nothing special about sitting in the front
There is
seat.
nothing special. And do you know what the guy did? He pretended as if he was sick.
Okay.
To see who would drive.
Oh, good.
Everybody was. They had to start talking to each other. Hey, my son, this one, my husband. They started dragging. So it's nothing like.
We love drama.
Do you understand?
We love drama.
I think women just have this thing that they must see everything wrong in whatever other
we're
women
so
do.
dramatic. Remember, we're so dramatic.
That's very
You
serious.
see a woman now. I also watched, based on what you just said, I also watched something recently where how guys mingle, how guys become friends. You know, when a guy sees a guy like 2-3 occasions, automatically they don't become friends. So you will be hearing stuff like
My
OG,
guy.
boss, OG, boss. But women will just see you and start hating. They will just see you and start hating immediately. Before you know it, they will be like, I don't like her, the way she dresses, I don't know. But then let love lead.
Let love
lead. At the
My
end of
mother
the
cannot
day,
be a guest and you will be a family member. It's a two-way
easy.
thing.
It's easy to understand.
The way I accept you as a mother-in-law, my husband should be able to accept my mother
mom,
too
yes.
as a mother-in-law, not a guest.
Yeah. What matters
Because-
is treating both with love, respect.
That
That is what matters.
That is just it.
It's not
There's
dragging
nothing,
position.
They said there's this phrase that people always use.
Okay.
Let love lead.
Let love lead.
If there is love and see all these things, they don't matter.
It doesn't.
It doesn't
actually,
matter.
It doesn't.
If you come to my house and you behave yourself, we won't have drama. If I go to your house and the daughter-in-laws, when they go, they actually, most of the daughter-in-laws are here.
But there are also some troublesome daughter-in-laws. So those ones, they their body.
The ones that as they give me, and they give you.
Exactly. There are some
No
daughter-in-laws that,
understanding. The mother-in-law is bringing her own. You two, you are not understanding.
in
You are
fact,
bringing your
when
own.
your son marries such woman, you rarely visit them.
Ah, you really
Honestly.
visit. I was seeing one was busy dictating, doing this, doing that. They are all over.
The mother-in-law.
Yeah,
the
they are all
mother-in-law's
over. They are all
daughter-in-law
over.
issue.
And there are some
something
daughter-in-laws
else.
that coconut head. The way they will even talk to their mother-in-law is something else. They will just be so rude.
And don't be surprised,
dramatic.
those ones are the ones that end up being so attached to their son in the future.
Yes, they're the ones.
Honestly.
They're the ones that will decide.
Yes, because
if
they are already authoritative.
People people that are doing wrong, they never see that they are wrong. Unless they realize it by themselves. But you can never tell them that this thing that you're doing is wrong. You can never tell them.
Honestly.
Anyways, we still have our social media
Exactly.
to go and check what people are talking about.
Yeah, because
of this topic.
the story
Ella,
the story
what is
went
going on here?
viral. Now, Edidion says, but a guy settles the girl's family via marriage list bride price before marriage. So who settles the guy's mom and the family?
This is, you cannot confuse us. This thing, marriage is, we all know that the culture is you go, you pay
that's
the
the
woman's
right
bride
thing.
price. You do everything. They did not say a woman should go and pay bride price.
Of course.
This is what the culture does. This is how it happens. So the fact that you pay the bride price doesn't mean that you should go and make her look as if because it's like she has been bought.
Exactly.
These are rituals. These are normal
Exactly.
rituals
These
that
are
they do
normal
because
thing.
this is culture and people marry. But
Exactly.
not all these ones.
You don't treat her
You don't-
less
yes,
with less
because you paid
respect
for
or
it.
regard because you married her.
It's just a culture.
She becomes part of you as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Now, the second comment is from Chinenye. Chinenye Gift says, you are not far from the truth, but you would have used the word equal right because I self is not a property. You see what you just said? The same way mother-in-law bears his son. Okay, that's gave birth to his son. That's the same way my mother gave birth to me. So the word equal rights would have been better than being one-sided. It still boils down to what we've been saying.
Yes.
You get both mothers gave birth to their children, so no one should be treated with less respect or regard.
With
Of
the very bad way because of
course,
mother-in-laws.
of course.
Most mothers will not be happy.
Of course.
So it's not a good thing to. It's a way to balance. It's a way
He
to
has
balance
to
it.
balance.
Is that how the mother-in-law behaves? and live in peace. Or the daughter-in-law
I don't want to believe you're one of those prospective stubborn daughter-in-laws.
No, I'm not. But the thing is, I this is my home. I should be able to have peace in my home.
Sure.
Everybody, the right in life is to have peace.
A peaceful home.
A peaceful home, whether you are buying that home or you are building it or you are
whether
whatever.
You built it together or you came in. Yeah, that's true.
Peace.
Now the last comment is from Chisom Okafor. He says, to me, both of them have husband's house. Okay, he said, to me, both of them have husband's house respectively. If you come to my house, respect my wife in her house. That's all. We're not measuring shoulders. To my wife, same way I would respect your mother among all odds. Respect mine.
That one is not a mommy's boy.
No.
He's just a guy. He's a man already.
That knows what he wants.
Because on a normal setting, a daughter-in-law shouldn't disrespect her mother-in-law.
Yeah, if you have a good upbringing, if you're coming from a good home. You shouldn't
do that. And your mother-in-law is not supposed to come to your home and make it so unbearable.
I mean, your mother-in-law should be your mother. Is it that difficult?
Should be your mother.
Is it that difficult? Then you mother-in-law, let your daughter-in-law be your daughter.
And do you know that there are some mother-in-laws that are sweet?
Oh, of course. Of course.
Do you even know that? That means you are married to a good home.
Yes, exactly.
So mother-in-laws are good to the you don't want to the end.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, of course it's not all of them that are entirely bad.
But
it's just that women.
We have some bad.
We have drama. Naturally, we have drama.
Yes,
exactly. That's
we have drama. And the drama is very intense.
And it starts from when we're little.
Yes. There was this small video of one little girl when she was talking to her grandpa like this. Talk.
You see, she's already sassy.
Yeah, and the grandfather was like, ooh, he's trying to reply her, but you could see how women are being dramatic.
Honestly.
And some again, you see them, they will be going to the fridge, and if the mother is talking, you see them, they'll be dancing. We're already dramatic in nature like that.
It's inborn.
But the thing is, we should learn to tolerate each other. We should learn to stay. If somebody is married to your son, you should be able to treat them as if they are your own children. And if you are married to somebody's child, you should be able to treat their mother as your parent. That's the best way to live a life in a peaceful way. Let love lead. That is the word.
It doesn't take more. It doesn't actually take much to coexist peacefully.
Sure.
It doesn't take. In fact, and when there is peace in the home, you will see prosperity. It brings a lot of brothers and sisters. Honestly, all this struggle, drama, headache. At the end of the day, to what end?
To what end?
To what end?
That is the point.
So that's it.
So our message for you guys out there: if you are one of those mother-in-laws, I beg, don't make things very hard for people. And if you are one of those daughter-in-laws that like to see not a peaceful home, if you don't want to see a peaceful home, you should let the love lead. We want love. We want peace. I want peace in my home. I am hoping for a peaceful home.
Yes, exactly.
Anyways, I am Patient City, and that is the end of Chit Chat. And my co-host
Ella007, we've come to the end of today's episode. Yes. I hope you've been able to learn something at the end of the day, because like we've always been saying, we've been preaching love here. It's like that's the title of this episode. We've been preaching love, so let love lead. It doesn't take much. All this drama, it doesn't actually make sense, if you ask me.
Yes. All right then, guys, stay with us, and we will catch up with you next week on another interesting episode. Bye.